Alright, it seems that we are ready. Thank you, Ek. We've actually. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. So what's the plan with Lord English now that we have future versions of us now? You know, from what my future self is saying, and he's saying like when he gets Pester Quest done and we get hiveswap done, we gonna go at him. We got three. We got three. We got three more. We got three more volumes to go anyway. Mm. Let's do Fozzer. Fozzer. Because it opens up the portal to you know who. And even though we won't be doing nothing right now, I still want to give him the business. You think that's wise? I mean, it may not be, but still. I'd rather do that than just sit on my ass. Well, here are your glasses. Thank you, Ike. So after this, let's go get some chili dogs. My treat. The night has turned foggy, and you can't see far in any direction. But you seem to be surrounded. You're surrounded on every side by by bare ground. Hummocked, hummocked, and pitted almost like like an abstract sculpture, and covered in greenish moss. Based on the experience you had with the Alternian flora, you imagine the moss is probably poisonous, acidic, explosive, or something to that nature. A, sha- a shadow suddenly looms out of the darkness, making you jump. But it's only tomorrow. I'm thinking of doing the other one, and then maybe let's just go this week, just bumping out some of these. So we're done with them. I don't know. I'm thinking about that. Or maybe just doing like a big old stream about it. Suddenly, a shadow looms out of the darkness, making you jump. It's only leaning. It's only a leaning signpost. As if you move any closer, you can see that the sign says, "Welcome to welcome to Happy Absence Pit Park." Before you can figure out what that might be, you hear a voice muttering to itself in the fog, and it sounds like dirt is being shoveled. Shovel, shovel, toil, toil and trouble, low blood world unite. You move cautiously towards the voice until a figure of a troll emerges from the fog. He seems to be digging in the hard, bare ground. There's a tide of affair. There's a tide in the affairs of trolls which have been taken. The flood leads on to workers' paradise. You clear your throat. The troll turns swiftly. Who's there? Who's there? I say. You announce soothingly. You're just a poor wayfaring stranger. Not any of it. Not a ghost or any nonsense like that. Okay, the way he just said ghost, meaning that he probably saw. Interesting. You can confirm that you are not. Good, because I don't believe in them. I'm electrical materialistic. Well, if you're not a ghost, who are you? So basically, if a ghost was right there, he'd be like, I don't believe in them. I guess so. That really, yeah, I know, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. You explain you're a humble alien that recently landed, crashed on Alternia, who's been looking into their sands trailing off, mumble. The troll snorts and studies you. His breath is not the freshest it would be. An alien. Well, are the color? Well, what? Well, you are the color of cheese. But it could be makeup. You could be a high blood in disguise. Come to watch poor little Fozzer. Fozzer Valus pursue his humble profession, perturbed for some reason of his own. Fozzer rubs his exposed skin with your arm. If it's makeup, it will come off, but it doesn't. He's still suspicious. A real alien would know what outer space is like. Describe outer space to me. Well, you describe attack ships firing off the shoulder of Orion, watching the sea beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate. You express the belief that all those moments will be lost in time like tears in the rain. These authentic depictions seem to satisfy Fozzer. He nods and seems to think. He doesn't appear to be a fast thinker, but finally, he seems to have an idea. Do the cheese entities where you're from have a strong consciousness of class struggle? No. I swear with SJWs nowadays, I feel like we're getting there. Sorry guys, I had to let that out. You have no idea what he's talking about, but it's always good to guess on a multiple choice test. You're sure you're gonna have such a strong class struggle? Actually, we don't, but okay. They use, I mean, Chaos Lords do, but that's more of a house sort of thing. They use it to jack up their cars when they're flat tires. That's a different thing. A big smile overspread Fozzier's face. He pumps his fist into the air. Well, pleased to meet you, comrade alien. With all power to the workers. I imagine that finding me performing honest labor of the working class makes you feel right at home. You assure him it does. Well, I suppose that you wish you could share my simple proletarian joys and sorrows of the oppressed turning classes. Dude, are you fetishizing your own struggle? You're not sure what proletarian means, but sharing the joys and sorrows sounds like a hopeful prelude to friendship. God, sorry. I like Fozzier's voice, the way I kind of made it. It's a little bit like my cowboy voice, but I kind of lowered it down a little bit. Feels kind of right. I would have gave him a goofy voice, but I was like, nah. So you say you were just thinking that you would like to share the kind of joys and sorrows. Easily done, comrade. Take this soil perturbation lance, so you can't enter solidarity with the turning working class right now. Don't thank me, freedom. Don't thank me. Freedom, brotherhood, and equality is my motto. Conduct your prohibitions right here, if you please. He points the shovel. He points to where he was shoveling, and you begin to shovel too. The moss covers the ground, is as tough as leather, and the Eternian soil is rocky, hard, and unforgiving. No surprises there. Before long, you're sweating profusely when no exertion is too great for the pursuit of friendship. Fozzer watches your labor with brotherly satisfaction. Class solidarity is a wonderful thing, isn't it? From each according to its own ability, to each according to his need. You look like walking cheese, but your muscular development is impressive. So you may pass the time while you labor in solidarity. What do you think of our planet? What has been your impression of it from your visit from outer space? I can't. We can't piss him off because he loves the fact that there's everything all oppressive on Eternia is so great. So we gotta give him Okay, maybe this, as a guest, the only polite thing to say is, say nice things. Your home planet, besides meeting Fozzer strokes, but everybody has stoked the desires of sweet friendship morsels, and pray, I'm just gonna say it as me, a little praise and flattery can often go a long ways to make people like you. With the little breath you have to spare from your digging, you tell Fozzer you found Alternia most interesting. The fierce rush of life here induces a salutary wakefulness, and boredom is virtually unknown. The social structure from arising from the hemo spectrum and the multi-dimensional relationship matrix is very unusual. Produces fascinating arrays of possible interactions among people. You are looking for... Oh, God. Seriously, dude. Seriously, dude. I'm being nice about it. I'm being nice about it, you motherfucker. I mean, it's pretty obvious you want to suck the Commandant's bulge. I love working out here so much. Fucking... But Fozzer doesn't look pleased as he opens. So you find Attorney agrees with you? Oh yes, very much, you pants. You find it interesting and fascinating? Definitely. To you, those who happen to have been born in certain colors, alright, fine. I don't get you, dude. So you wanted me to say, oh, shit? Okay, fine. Let's just let this run its course. Solely to breed common father for a psychotic mad empress. Okay, since you want me to talk about the... Okay, let me go back. You used your time powers, didn't you? Yep. You talk anxiously watching for signs of anger. And what our political system. You've already put your foot into it at... Hold on, everybody. Like usual, I gotta take a minute. Sorry, guys, we're taking a short break, but you could like skip ahead and then just go from there. Sorry guys, I'm probably gonna edit this out, but like I'm probably gonna edit it out in post, or I'll probably just leave it in. Probably I'll edit it out though. But alright, I'll just leave it longer. Again, if I didn't edit it out, remember what I said before. Just skip ahead to this part. You're golden. Now let's begin. You already put. I said that. You express the opinion a violent, rigid, set, stratified, intersectile social structure created solely to generate soldiers for a mad project to conquer the entire galaxy. You might raise some eyebrows in some quarters. You admire the natural selection of survival of the fittest as much as the next person, but to this scale, it's tad overkill. As you're speaking, Fozzier's smile grows wider and wider. See, he likes the fact that he's subjugated. That is weird. That's like a slave having to be a slave. It's weird. He's showing signs of utter approval as jumping up and down, whirling around, pumping his fists in the air. Perfect to forward socialism. Well, it's good. Well, it's good. It's so good to talk to someone who hasn't been hypnotized by wiggle-a-hood counter-revolutionaries. Someone who sees the conditions on Eternia for what it really is, and sees who the evil hot-bloods are. Someone that will march for the vanguard of workers' revolutionary, unflinchingly the slaughter. I'm just thinking he was one. Of the aristocratic, nay, maybe probably to die in a hail of bullets, but never return back on their people. Uh, oh, oh, let me embrace you, comrade. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should do this in Russian. Nah, I'm probably not gonna do it in my Russian accent. I kind of like the fact that it kind of sounds like communist hillbilly troll. I kind of like that better. He does so oily, smells like mossy oil and ooze from war, but this is not a dampening your spirits. What's better, permeable for making is adjustment of friendship and agreeing with the people about their politics never fails to bring a friendship closer. Fozzer having first kissed both your cheeks and continues. We must allow our celebration of the people's revolution interfere with the honest labor that ennobles us. Holding back from your ticket to workers' paradise. I mean, houses. Please proceed with your perturbation of the all-powerful to the people, deaf to arbitrary hemospectral discrimination. Forward, comrade! You know, I couldn't actually do it. I could do a Russian voice, but it's not as good. So I want to do it like this. I'm sorry. You wonder You wonder, as a revolutionary, is you traded if you traded places with Fozzer, could you be digging and could you be speechifying, but you don't wish to disturb the perfect harmony now existing between the two of you. Instead, you're get a little available breath to inquire what all this soil preservation is in aid of. Why, it's a coal pit, of course. Don't you see the signs? This is the Happy Abstinence Pit Park. Fozzer Valius, proprietor. Alternative reactionary tradition is just to dig a coal pit anywhere without a second thought. But our revolutionary future demands that we may have more respect for the dead. So I've created this wonderful innovation, the Pit Park. There's a clown's concert not far from here. So I participated in the brisk demands of shortly being the best to be ready for these things. Having a lot of dead lion clowns lying and riding on the property is unpleasant, not to mention unsanitary. Get them underground pronto is our motto here at Abstinence Pit Park. You're wondering privately whether it's a little class solidarity that couldn't be extended to the Purple Bloods. Remembering your dear friend Keko Periot, Fozzer seems to give a jump. No, that is not ghosts. Grateful for the excuse to stop digging, you turn in the direction of Fozzer, staring and leaning your soil perturbation lance. You don't see anything. You don't see anything but fog. You ask, what is not a ghost? Nothing is. I am a dialectorial materialist, and if any ghosts come around the pit, Happy Absence Park, the Happy Absent Pit Park, they should be aware that I don't believe in them, so they might go somewhere else. You confess that you don't see anything in this foggy darkness but the humped and pitted ground where you guess piles of cold turning exoskeletons are buried in the coal pits. You don't see any ghosts because there's no such thing. The past few nights I saw beams of light shining down on the ground. As if metaphorically. Some of the exoskeletons in the coal pit had gotten a hold of some flashlights and were shining them up through the clanks of soil. There it is again. You see it this time. A column of light flashes through the fog, and it's gone. See the crack up against the ground, which is briefly illuminating in blinding white. Blinding white. Fascinated, you move towards the crack, which is dark now and invisible again. What are you doing? Fozzer looks surprised. He seems terrified. You ask tactfully whether he doesn't think you ought to be seeing what that is. For example, it could be an infrastructure malfunction that could blow the Happy Absence Pet Park and all its inhabitants, living and dead, sky high. You're not sure if they have the infrastructure on Eternia, but it can't be too careful. Well, maybe you're right, but we're fearless revolutionaries. Come, etc. You can see his teeth chattering. You move towards where you think the flash is coming from. Fozzier's close behind, peering over your shoulder. You can't help wondering where he'll be when the vanguard of his revolution is bringing the hails of bullets. You very much hope that his revolution, if it ever comes, won't happen while you're around. A whole series of flashing lights silently come up from the ground, making columns through the fog. Fozzer jumps and howls behind you. Not existent. You tell him there's an undoubtedly logical explanation. You have to admit that you had a weird feeling just now when the lights appeared. Momentarily dizziness or feeling discontinuity. But you're more curious now than ever. Murmuring something comforting to Fozzer, you start to dig right around where the light you just saw come from. Wait a minute. Fuck, I read that wrong. Start digging around the lights where you saw it came from. You wonder, inadvertently dug into the old coal pit. What would bright light be doing coming from an old coal pit? In some weird way, it doesn't feel like a coal pit. It feels like some sort of metaphysical, like reality itself is particularly thin right in the fabric, in the spot. You're broken through the very fabric of it with your your shovel. You dig around the hole, enlarging it until about a foot wide. Darkness within darkness, Eternian night The eternal night seems bright in comparison. It's so dark, the soil falling into it, and the part of the soil perturbation lance poking into it. It seems to vanish as if the other side of the whole is reality itself giving out. You and Fozzer stare into the hole, stare down into the hole. Suddenly a blinding light, strangely blank light bursts out of the hole onto your faces. And it seems at the same time, there's a deafening sound. It seems to be vibrating. It seems to vibrate the very framework of reality, like a gigantic needle scratching a gigantic. Oh, we're not going into that. You're standing in a foggy night, holding the precision lens handed to you by Fuzzy as he points where he just is digging. You begin to dig in the same place. The moss covers up the ground as tough as leather. It's not rocking hard, blah blah. We know about this. Honest work is a wonderful thing. What do you think about planet? Oh man, we gotta do it. It's telling us to do this one. Okay, we get it. Oh wait a minute. You have an odd deja vu. The made is sustained would have gone differently in a parallel universe or parallel timeline. Never. I am only a rest blood lacking the bridge to higher bloods in the society where everyone is best suited to their appointed place. We and passengers keeping their robe and rowing in the same direction. The boat quickly reaches its destination if the passengers all jump up and start running and grabbing the other oars. The boat will be capsized and all will be lost. Your mark, diplomacy isn't Alternia's rowboat. You're wrong. The planet is... Okay, hold up. A planet much like a rowboat advances through the black waters of space. And as our destination is all of us, Alternia aims for a single goal every hour of every day to serve the high imperial condescension and conquesting her glorious wide galaxy empire. Long live the Empress. Oh God. Reading that is like it's poison to me. Those of you that haven't read Homestuck, you probably don't understand why, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Ugh. I feel like Dot Scratch just fucked with us. Yeah, me too. Weird. After this, we're going into the lab before we get those chili dogs. They are. It's the true structure. It's the Alternian social structure. It does by sending some semblance of to a collective order of 12 disparate troll subtypes. It is. Fozzer beams at you fondly. There's nothing that warms the heart like someone who thinks they're right about everything. Yeah, nothing warms my heart. Well, actually, nothing makes me more pissed. It's so wonderful to find someone, even someone who looks like a piece of cheese, who is so intelligent and understands the society and politics so fondly. Oh God, this is how freaking people who talk about politics sound like. Oh Jesus! Oh, we got the good ending on our first try. Imagine that. Well, I guess we're done here. Are we? Yes, I believe we are. You felt it though, right? Yeah, like a breach. Like a breach in the space-time continuum. Like something just unraveled before I could even have time to figure out what it is. Well, I guess it's unimportant right now. I guess it's really unimportant right now. So, yeah, let's go to the lab and you run some tests on both of us. Hopefully our timeline and our chrono code is not eroded by this. Oh, yeah. All I gotta say in this episode is Alternia sucks. It is what the Earth would be if we were really hung up on the class structure. But worse. Alternia can go suck it, but we needed a good end. We needed to do the good ending. So I'll see you later. Tomorrow, probably not tomorrow, but I want to get this done so we can officially focus on Pest Request a little bit more. Although we are alternating between series though, so we are doing something. See you guys later. Bugsy, and Equius out. Peace. And remember, Alternia may look cool. You may want to troll Persona, but remember, it sucks. And if you lived there, it would suck for you too. Peace.